gamers, gals, and my non-binary pals. Welcome back to the greatest duelist of our generation. Fun fact, I won a Genesis pod the other day. So, funny thing, the lead up to this was yesterday was the Santa Clara Regionals. And by yesterday, I mean 2 days ago. And by yesterday, I mean 3 days ago, because today's Tuesday, technically. The general issue was I just didn't care about current format that much. I'm just like, I'm kind of burnt out about this. I don't really give a shit. So I like go to my regional, and I get a round 1 loss because I showed up late. I'm like, annoying. Round 1, play against Dracotail. Round 2, technically, I play against Dracotail. I'm like, Round 3, play against Dracotail. I'm like, Round 4, I play against Mitsurugi Fiendswift. I'm like, Round 5, play against Mitsurugi Yummy. I'm like, And I'm like 4-1, and I'm like, I don't think I care about this format that much. I'm like 4-1 or 5-1 or something, and I'm like, I don't think I really care, so I'm just gonna leave, and I give my opponent the win, and then I just like punt the match, and I'm just like, I think I'm just gonna go play Genesis or something. So I drop it like 5-1, and I run over to the side events table. I'm like, boom, sign me up for Genesis. And I get signed up for Genesis, and I'm like, oh shit, we're in. And then we win the pod. Anyways, we played the deck that you guys see every single stream, and it is Automat Rongo. Yep, we played Automat Rongo. Now, you might be asking yourself a couple of questions here. Why is there a random kaiju in the main deck? Why are you playing so many extenders? Why do you have exchange in the side deck? Why do you only have 14 cards in your extra deck? Well, we're gonna get into that real quick. So, why did I play this deck? Rhongomyniad is really funny, and shoutouts to, I think, Quantal for playing this against like a certain streamer who had a mental breakdown after seeing the Rongo. And I was like, this is based, this is sick, gotta play it. And shoutouts to Rato for showing me the combos, and shoutouts to Haas for giving me the idea to play a bunch of fucking one-ofs. just a bunch of one-of extenders. And obviously, shoutouts to Sam from the Bay Area, who left his wife, unironically, on a weekend. I think they were supposed to hang out with each other, to hand-deliver me exchanges from the fucking Speed Duel set. So fuck it. That's my goat. I exchanged someone. I saw they had no hand traps, and I went into Rongo. Alright. So this is Rhongomyniad Turbo. I already made a bunch of videos about this. It's a fucking Rongo Bongo FTK deck. Just general breakdown for why I chose this list and what it would look like later. Triple Dododo Warrior. This card is broken. Triple Gagaga Gambara Knight. This card is broken. Triple Goblinberg. This card is broken. Triple Zubababa Knight. This card's like, it's like fine. This is like the worst one because it doesn't technically do anything on its own. Like, yes, you could add like Automata Kage, but you can't get both into the graveyard like efficiently. Because Gagaga Girl can only detach one, and you're usually just detaching the Zubababa Knight in order to add the Gagaga Gambara Knight. And if you're like one card comboing, it's not like super efficient. Not great, but you have to play like 3 just because it does come up, and you do want like an impactful normal summon in this deck. And only having like 2 good normals that like somewhat contest with each other is like kind of annoying. Because Go Goblinberg takes up like a main deck. It takes up like a main Monster Zone slot, which is very annoying. Especially when you're trying to do the Rongo play. And Zubababa Knight is like, it technically doesn't do anything on its own. And like, this guy doesn't summon a warrior. It's very fucking annoying, but like, whatever. Obviously, it would be fucking broken if you could summon like... I don't even think there's a fucking Go. Is there even a warrior Go? Yeah, I guess like you could summon another copy of Go Goblinberg. Why didn't they just say summon a Go monster except Goblinberg? It's all the same. It's all the same card. Oh, I guess like technically you're not supposed to be able to summon like Onomatopia. So I guess that makes sense. Double coat, it comes up in the grind. Double glove. You should only be playing one of this, but I'm bad at Yu-Gi-Oh, so I play 2. The actual answer is, this isn't like terrible to summon. There are a lot worse extenders to be summoning from the hand than Glove. And Glove is just like a bad Onomatopia, but it is an Onomatopia, so fuck it, ball out. Triple Automata Kage. This card is ridiculous. Super searchable, counts as every name, can be specialed off of every name, can special itself off of any name, and turns on Gaga Girl for having it as a material. Onomatopia. This card is actually really, really nice. Not only is it a warrior, it kind of fulfills the same purpose as Kage does, where instead of it being an extender, this is a card that you want to search and then summon off of one of your extenders. Like, this is a card that you want to like pitch off of Pyra and then revive off of Gaga Coat, and then this can get its extender, or you can special it from hand using Gambara Knight and then use this as an additional extender to like shit out more bodies. Like, just being able to like pump out a bajillion trillion bodies is very, very nice. That's it for the Automata engine, at least the monsters. We got triple Automata pickup. This card just says search fucking, either search the lizard or at Pyra. Pyra's broken. This card should go to like 50 points. Fuck this card. And now we're warrior extenders. Photon Thrasher. It's a warrior. Astrotopia. It's a free special that's a warrior. That can also add a, I don't know. You could add fucking Automata pickup. Or Unbreakable Xyz barrier. Spiral Super Agent. This card actually did come up once. Against like Adamancipator in the finals, they like stacked their deck with signs and passed so that their next top deck would be live. And then I went Super Agent, declare monster, and then I hit their like researcher, and I'm like, oh shit, I just win now. Sakitama is just a free extender. Sucks that it activates, but like, you know, whatever. Kagetsu is fucking garbage. Don't play this card. And Warrock Gactos. Surprisingly not the worst one, but not a good one. Not a good one. It needs an Earth Warrior, so it doesn't trigger off of like Onomatopia, doesn't trigger off Gambara Knight, doesn't trigger off Glove. Like, it fucking sucks, but it's there. Speaking of cards that are there, we got 777 Tachyon. This card is broken. Who would have foreseen this? Triple Droll and Lockbird, triple Dark Roar no more. I wanted to play Droll because Droll hits more cards than like something like Nibiru or Veiler or like Ghost Mourner or Ghost Stroker would. Droll just has the highest possibility of being a card that says end your opponent's turn. So even in matchups that aren't actually like that good, where Droll's like actually that efficient. But it can force your opponent into enough of like a half or a 3/4 board into getting you there. So that's why I played it. Also, you need it for the mirror. Triple Dark Roar no more. It's the best breaker in the format. Against my Adamancipator opponent, like game 1, I drew it versus them after I lost a dice roll, and they made a board of like only monsters. I'm like, oh, that's like what, 4 interrupts? Anyways, Dark Ruler, and then I activated Donato Warrior, and he got really sad. And 1 Dogoran. Okay, so why am I playing Dogoran? I was originally supposed to be playing Butter's Spy in this slot, but I couldn't find one in time, so I'm just like, ah shit, what do I play? Like, I could play like Seven Ascension or like ZS Ascended Sage, and then I'm like, but what if I just randomly go against Lunalight? So I just threw the fucking Dogoran just for the vibes. I don't know, he looked cool. He's on fire. Fuck it, bro, why not? Alright, the fucking extra deck. So, 1 Rhongomyniad, you summon this card, 99% of the times you win the game. Funnily enough, versus like my Madolche opponent, they like super poly'd me after they like waited Rhongomyniad out. They just like set Spally, Rongo detached, and like I attacked and like they super poly'd like 2 of my guys, and I'm like, oh shit, that's like annoying. Anyways, main 2 and I did the entire combo again. Rongo not being 100 points is wild. Yeah, it is criminal how they like reversed it, because Gossip Shadow is the one, they just put all the load-bearing points onto Gossip Shadow, which is insane. You had the space. Hey man, we don't talk about that. Okay, so we played 1 Future Zexal, we played 1 Utopic Future. Future Zexal, fucking disgustingly broken card. The fact that it prevents targeting, and it also can't be destroyed by battle card, it's fucking Snatch Steal? That's permanent? Like, oh my god, this card's fucking Hitler. We played 1 Utopic Future Zero. This card was like, fine. It was, I did not summon it a single time. We played Gaga Magician and Gaga Girl because of the OTK line, where you go like Magician, Revive Girl, and then you like overlay those 2 on top of like Future Zexal, you get the double attack, and then like Gaga Magician, you like detach both, and like you set Utopic F0 to like 4,000, and it can like attack twice, like broken. Eclipse Twins was really, really nice. In one of the games, actually, I did the thing where, like, I doubled, when I made Eclipse Twins 4000 attack, and like I gave it the, and like it had the double attack already online, so it was just like, oh shit, and it just like cleared my opponent's board, and then I just like attacked directly for like a bajillion trillion. Exoton, best breaker in the format. This card's very ignorant, especially when you consider the fact that you could like Exoton, detach like Dodo Warrior, and then you get the search to like keep going. Oh my god. Very fun note is that like Yugioh Goblinberg is really good at just breaking boards on its own, because it forces answers in a really like unfun way, because not only are you able to like immediately establish that like you're gonna summon a rank 4 and you're gonna like it, but also the Yugioh Goblinberg also represents a 1-card Exoton that replaces itself, because you're gonna detach the Yugioh Goblinberg and you're gonna immediately add Dodo Warrior which is insane, but whatever. Like, fuck it. Tornado Dragon, pop spell traps. It's broken. Starly's Photon Blast Dragon prevents targeting. Shit's useless, but whatever. Castel, this card's really good. Who would have guessed that fucking shuffling a card into the deck is really strong. Giant Hand, this is actually pretty good. I made it versus like my Super Quant game. Like, I just kind of held this up as a way to contest any of their Xyzes. Like, obviously you're not like hitting Alphan because it tributes itself for cost, but Giant Hand forcing at minimum 2 pieces of interruption, like Magna Liger and Luster Rex, both at the same time. Very nice. It actually did come up in my match where they tried to use Luster Rex to negate. I chain Utopic Futures Exile to steal, and then they chain Magna Liger to pop, or they chain like Grand Pulse or something to pop my back row, and then I go Giant Hand in order to negate the whatever it's called, and then I just take the guy, and then I just like go battle phase and punch him in the face, because Utopic Futures Exile is boosted by 3,500 because of the Luster X on my field now, so that was funny. Cestus, this is whatever it's called, target 7 Tachyon, and Light Dragon Ignister, because this card is really good. Turns out, if you summon Light Dragon Ignister, you win the game versus Lunalight, which is really good. Like, this card is arguably the best Lunalight check in the game. Like, it's just so good, because you only really need like 1 spell to resolve, and then you could just, even if they end on like double Liger, you could just do the Utopic 0 Zexal thing, where you just attack over both, and like you end on like Future Zexal plus like a Light Dragon plus maybe like an Eclipse Twins, because like Light Dragon's gonna be spent up. You can summon an additional extender, overlay both to like Eclipse Twins, and then you have like Eclipse Twins plus like Future Zexal. That's pretty good. That gets there. All right. Okay. So why didn't we play a 15th card? When I was deck building, I was like, okay, like, I built my deck, I'm like, hey Gavin, can you like check this for me? And Gavin's going through all the cards, and he's like, oh, Stevie, why are you playing like triple Gaga Girl? I'm like, ah shit, is that like my 16th card? Like by accident? And I'm like, before like the event starts, so I'm like, ah okay, so I like take it out, I'm just like, okay, I'm playing like 15 cards now. And then I start counting. Like later on, like after the event finishes, I'm like checking my deck list, I'm like, wait a minute. I'm like counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I'm like, oh shit. I just played with a 14 card extra deck this whole time. Because originally this card was supposed to be Rhapsody and Berserk. This was for like Fire King or like Eldritch or like, you know, just random like decks that have like beneficial graveyard effects. And then I just took it out for some reason and I gave it to a friend because he needed to borrow it. And then I'm like, I guess I just never conceptualized that I had to put it back in, so that's a whoopsies. Anyways, time onto the side deck. Triple Skullmeister, triple DD Crow. These are like the most generic hand traps. Like they exist. They're cool. They hang out. They're probably gonna go to like 3 points or some dumb shit like that. Triple Twin Twister and double Cosmic. I think Twin Twister is probably the better one in my opinion. But having Cosmic there just to like has another reactive chain, as well as the fact that it banishes is really nice. The fact that you could like banish the Mystical Stasis Typhoon when you're against a Radiant Typhoon is really nice. You can banish like Eldritch spell traps. Like, who would have guessed that, like, even though you're not negating, banishing something's pretty good. Okay, so why exchange? This deck, the theory was that this deck lives and dies on like versus Droll and Lockbird. You could argue that we take out the Onomatopoeia and we just play like the Rafflesia package, because like the Rafflesia package is only like 10 points, and then we play like a Grave by the Hole. The problem is that one, this requires you to open like a 2-card combo, because no combo outside of like exactly Dodo Warrior plus Go Goblinberg you can do in this deck without that does not already play into Droll. And allows you to like extend in a profitable way. Maybe like Zubava, but that's like kind of eh. And 2, Rafflesia is 10 points, which is like kind of annoying. Otherwise, I definitely would have played it. Because we're already at like 100. I was like, maybe we could cut like the Droll and Lockbirds and like get there, but not really. So I'm like, okay, what do I do here? And the answer is, can't play Prohibition, can't play Salesman, can't play Crossout, can't play Call By, but we can play Exchange. Because I do remember that fuck-ass Shunping Shu Infernal Bolus where he was playing Exchange. Like, all you needed was, like, 2 warriors. And this deck kind of holds the same principles. Like, all you need is, like, 1.5 cards to get to your Rongo. And once you get to your Rongo, the game is over. Sometimes you only need 1 card, and the card's name is, like, Da-Da-Da Warrior. It doesn't matter that you're, like, looping yourself for a card. You're getting perfect knowledge of, like, what your opponent's on. And to see if you even need to, like, go into Rongo or not. Because, like, going into Rongo versus, like, Eldritch doesn't fucking mean shit. Like, against Eldritch, like, you don't need to go into Rongo. I could just go into, like, Blade Dragon Agnister, and, like, Tornado Dragon, and, like, maybe, like, UFZ. Instead of, like, investing all those resources into, like, Rongo. Or even just make, like, a half board versus Eldritch with just, like, Tornado Dragon, Light Dragon. And I could just keep, like, 6 cards in hand and, like, fucking pop out next turn. So, I felt that Exchange was, like, really, really, really good in that sense. And, like, yes, some people were playing, like, Di-Fi. We can't really play Di-Fi in this version, because the revive off of, like, Gaga Coat is pretty important. And I felt that Di-Fi was, like, a little bait. I have opinions about Di-Fi. I think Di-Fi is, like, a really good card, but I think trying to use it as, like, anti-hand trap technology is really bad. I think that it limits your own plays on your setup turn a little too much, in my opinion. And last card, Unbreakable Xyz Barrier. Sometimes if you're already open, like, Automata Pickup or, like, Automata Pyra, or you already open, like, let's say Da-Da-Da Warrior plus Go-Go Goblinberg, and you don't really need to search, or you open, like, Gaga Bara Knight plus Go-Go Goblinberg plus, like, Coat, you can just go like Gaga Girls, Setch, Unbreakable Xyz Barrier, then you just, like, fucking cum your pants. You know what I mean? And bit confused. You said Cestus is for 7th Tachyon, but 106 already does the job. Isn't 104 a better target? Because you might need it for the special summon. Okay, so 1, you are correct in where Giant Hand technically fulfills it. The problem is, you can't search Ganbara Knight. Yeah, you can't search Ganbara Knight, and you can't search Onomatopia. You also can't search stuff like Warrock Gakdos. You can't search stuff like Super Agent. Actually, you can search those two. I lied, because they're fucking Earths or whatever. The main issue is, like, you can't search Lights. You can't search Light Warriors. Where Cestus does allow you to fulfill that technology. Like, the only cards that are unsearchable are, like, the shitty extenders. You can also search, like, Photon Thrasher, which is, like, really, really important. You can search, like, Astraltopia. Like, Star Cestus just fulfills way more of the specifics in regards to what you want to be grabbing off of 7th Tachyon. Like, searching Ganbara Knight is actually very, very important. Because Ganbara Knight is your only, like, actually free special summon, you know what I mean? Like, Ganbara Knight is a very, very, very important card in this deck for obvious reasons. And being able to always have access to it is pretty important. As well as the fact that, like, Utopic Onomatopoeia is very, very nice. Masquerade is light, so it's a better second target for 7th Tach, but it's not a warrior! That's the point! It's not a warrior! I guess you could search, like, Sakitama, I guess. You can't search Photon Thrasher. You, like, lose a point there. Yeah, you can't search Light Warriors. I mean, like, you can. I don't fucking know. Who fucking cares? They're basically the same fucking card. Who cares? This card is never gonna come up. You're never summoning fucking Masquerade. You're never gonna summon Masquerade. So stop pretending like you're going to. It's all basically the same thing. I understand Droll, but can we really not put in Dugaris? It's busted in this deck. You know what's also busted? Fucking Rhongomyniad. You cannot just always build for going first. If your going first plan is already like 1 billion power level, we don't need to get to 1.5 billion power level by throwing in like a Dugaris or whatever. Sometimes we kind of need to play for the world where we don't go first. And giving ourselves some sort of reprieve in like the mirror match is very, very important. Like, Droll and Lockbird shuts down a lot of decks, or slows them down enough that our engine, even though we're starting with a card short, is able to like deal with them. That's the important bit. It's very important that we have it in that capacity. Alright, so what are our matchups? Round 1 was against Super Quant, and we lost the dice roll. And I was like, ah, shit. I'm like, shit, he's gonna make a Magnus. We like Droll him, and he ends on like Magna Liger and like Venomia Pass. Like the Chronomaly. Like the fucking one that you play in like the K9 deck. I'm like, oh, this is like pretty fucking easy to crack. Oh, he also ends on like K9 Ripper. I'm like, Jesus fucking Christ, whatever. We like Kaiju Magna Liger, because he drew Dogaron, which is very funny. We bait the whatever it's called. We bait the Ripper with Automata Kage, and then we bait the whatever it's called. We bait Vinamia with Gagaga Gabara Knight. So I'm like, okay, cool. Dododo Warrior Sen Go 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 Glove. Full combo, and then he dies. Because we like go Utopic Onomatopia, and then we just shit out the Gagaga Gabara Knight and the Automata Kage from her hand. It's like, oh, sorry buddy. Should have played around it. Game 2, he like sets up a really good board. And we can't break it because all of our cards are like we opened like no free extenders. We didn't open like Gagaga, we didn't open like Spiral. We opened like stuff like Gagaga Coat and like Automata Kage. Stuff that relies us to have stuff on the board. And he's able to just like pop it with Magna Liger and like pop it with like suck up with like Nash Knight. I'm like, ah, fuck, whatever. And then game 3, he like drolls us, and I'm like, ah, it's kind of annoying. So I end on like Giant Hand and like Future Zexal with Eclipse Twins under it. I'm like, okay, this should probably get us there. Turns out Super Quad can't fucking out that, so he just wins. He's like, how big is Future Zexal? I'm like 25, and he's like, looking at it like his fucking weenie body. He's like, ah, main 2. And then I do the thing where, like I mentioned earlier, like I steal the Luster X and then he just can't play. And like, I win. I'm the go. Game 2 was against Madolce. And we win round 1. We like summon Rhongomyniad. And we immediately go to like round 2. And I make like Rhongomyniad again. He like sets Super Poly. He like Super Polys me, like whatever. And then I Unbreakable Xyz Barrier. I'm like detaching the materials from Rongo. No, what's it called? Eclipse's like Rongo and UDF. And he Super Polys. I don't really know how he Super Polyed me. Is Eclipse a light? Yeah, I guess that's how he did it, huh? He like sucks up those two, and I go like, okay, Eclipse Twins revive like UDF and a guy, and he's like, he calls for a judge because he's like, can you do that? I don't know if this is rank 1, and it's like the first thing the judge says, this card's original rank is always treated as 1, and Eclipse Twins lets you do it. So it's like he's like, oh, fine, whatever. And then I like Unbreakable Xyz Barrier him, and he's like, I don't really believe you, judge, because I detached the materials from Rongo, but Rongo is unaffected. But I'm like, I'm pretty sure Unbreakable Xyz Barrier affects the materials, not the cards. Kind of like Xyz Encore. The judge is like, originally, I'm like, no, you cannot Unbreakable Xyz Barrier to destroy a card on the board because you can't detach from Rongo. But I'm like, but you can with like Xyz Encore because it has similar text where it detaches the material from a monster, and you can do it on like Rongo because it affects the material. And then while the judge is like googling the points, the judge is like googling like the ruling to like triple check it. The guy is like, you know what? Fuck this. This is taking too long, and I'm kind of tilted. And like he packs up all of his cards and leaves, and I'm like, I am so sorry. And I'm like, judge, I guess I got the win. And then round 3 was against Adamancipator. And I, of course, lose the dice roll. So, he makes his board, and I'm like, oh shit, Dark Ruler. And I'm like, doing my combo, and I'm like, hey man, if I just like, tell you that I can make Rongo and crack your whole board, well, can we just go to game 2? And he's just like, yeah, I believe you, because I'm like going through the combo. And like, we immediately go to game 2. Game 2, don't open like, any hand traps, because this deck fucking sucks. And he ends on like, the Giga board. He ends on, I think, Changi, Draco Berserker, Dragite, and something else. What's a card that, like, banishes? What's the Synchro Mon? Oh, yeah, it's like that and, like, Ghost Ogre in hand. So he's got, like, 4 interrupts. He's got the Ghost Ogre, he's got the Changing Banish, he's got Draco Berserker Banish, and he has Dragite for a negate. Oh, and Crystal Wing, Yeah, fucking Crystal Wing, too. Which is crazy. I'm like, okay, we're gonna have to, like, somewhat break this board. Like, I forgot how I did it, but I think what's it called? I think I Kaiju the Crystal Wing. I'm like, that's the first thing. I Kaiju the Crystal Wing. Then I go, like, Sakitama Special. He's like, okay. And then I go, like, Super Agent called Monster, because I know he stacked his deck with Sign. And also, it's fucking Adamancipator. How many monsters do you think this deck plays? And, like, it reveals the monster that he stacked, and I, like, summon it. And I like, yeah, I would pop a spell trap or whatever. And then I go into Castel. And I Castel spin the whatever it's called. I spin the Dragite, because one of the cards in my hand is 7 Tachyon. And he's like, okay. And then I go normal summon like 9/11. Go, shit my pant. And then he goes like, Draco Berserker banish, and like I summon my Dododo Warrior. And then he banishes like something off of Chenging. What is Chenging? It's like banishes one from like field and graveyard. So he banishes like my Dododo Glove and something else. I think he banishes the... He just banishes something out of grave. Doesn't really matter. And then the last card. Last card in hand, 7 Tachyon. I got like Dododo Warrior. I got like Dododo Warrior. Send, like go into Glove, like revive the Glove, go into Gaga Girl. And then he pops the Gaga Girl with like Ghost Ogre. Yeah, banish my Goblinberg. He effectively have nothing on board, but Dododo Warrior gets me there. Like Gaga Girl, search Automata Pickup, pitch like a garbage card for Automata Pyra. I had like Gaga Ganbara Knight and like, and then I just like fucking cum my pants. Like congratulations, this full fucking combo. I think I had like Gaga Ganbara Knight and like Zubaba Gancho, and then I just popped the fuck off. I think after I'm done popping off and like getting all my searches and like 10 billion searches, because again, this deck searches like bajillion trillion times, I ended on like Light Dragon Adignister, the Eclipse Twins, a 4K attack that can attack twice, UDF, and like Giant Hand just to make my UDF big enough, and just like attack, and like attack with Eclipse Twins, attack, Light Dragon Adignister over something, and then like usually Jopic Future's Exile for like 6,000 and like Giant Hand for like the last 8,000, and it's like GG's, and I win my playmat. So we got the playmat. If you guys watched Forbes' deck profile, it's the Light and Darkness playmat, the one that they gave for Edison, which is very, very funny. If you can, when you remember the ramifications of this format and what died for Edison. And then I'm like, okay, sick. We got the Light and Darkness Dragon playmat. It's pretty cool. And then Core TCG says, we're actually, because your pod was so late, we're actually out of the Light and Darkness Dragon playmats. So they just like bring us to the Winamat section, and I'm like, fuck it. And they're just like, all right, pick one that you want. I'm like, whatever. I'm like, hey Yuli, because he's my ride home. And I'm like, all right Yuli, pay for my dinner, and this will cover the gas plus you driving me home. He picks out like the Gold Pride Master Duel playmat. The desk mat. It's really, really, really nice. It's like a full-size like desk mat, the same way how like the Shadal one is. Very, very nice, very, very pretty. And he paid for my hot pot / KBBQ that we waited an hour in line for. Yeah, so that was the deck. Now what would I change? Obviously fucking cut the Dogeron. That shit sucked ass. I'd want to fit like something else in here. Cut the Utopic Future because that did nothing. Seifert did basically nothing. I think that playing like 4 forms of spell trap removal is already like enough. I think like tripling up to 5 is kind of like very aggressive, especially when you consider that like Odeon doesn't really exist anymore, and like backrow decks are kind of bad. And this deck kind of naturally answers backrow decks. So what do we fill these spots with? Well, fill with the Blue Mountain Butter Spy, my goat, my beloved. Maybe fit in like another extender, who gives a shit. I put back in Rhapsody and Berserk, but I was thinking Redoer. I do like how Redoer is a rank 4 that you are able to use turn 1, because one of the issues that this deck can have is like sometimes you are going into like your Xyz plays and you just don't really have a way to like grab your follow-up. Like if you overlay like Ganbara Knight and like Automata Kage into like Tornado Dragon, you can't really get the value off of it, because you're just like making a guy for like the purposes of making a guy. To like maybe trigger like a search on like your opponent's turn, like popping your own pickup. Time Thief Redoer kind of does answer that in a very unique way, and it does have like a pretty beneficial effect. If you steal a trap, you're the fucking goat, but you know. But Rhapsody and Berserk is probably just a better flex pick. You could cut a Gaga Girl for the Redoer, but I find that 2 does come up. And then playing the Double or Nothing package. Oh my god, this shit is so scam. Like, I don't think I really need to explain why Double or Nothing is a good fucking combo, especially in a format as limited as this. You could even play like Photon Pathway Operative. You know, the fucking guy that says like, change something to attack mode and like make it lose 600 and then you just like fucking kerblow someone. I mean, fuck yeah. Wow. This card can gain 300 attack. Or you can make Ouroboros and fucking hand loop someone, but this card is fucking banned. But yeah, that's the deck. That's the theory. Those are the changes. DM for Genesis coaching. Hit my Metafy. Hit my Spotify. Hit my SoundCloud. Hit my PayPal. But yeah, thank you for watching Genesis' greatest format. And I can't wait to see Rongo banned. Bye bye.